Joseph Bates was the oldest member of our pioneers and became the first Seventh-day Adventist local conference president back in 1861. He was one of the diligent Bible students who laid the foundations of our faith. He was also recognized as a spiritual leader and a courageous man who was mainly responsible for bringing the seventh-day Sabbath to the Advent people. Keeping this in mind, let us consider what it is that he taught about God. Was God a Trinity to him? Here is what he had to say about this subject. One more thing. Much derision is made about those of our company that have joined the Shakers. I say it is a shame to them first, to have preached so clearly and distinctly the speeding coming of our Lord Jesus Christ personally to gather his saints, and then to go and join the Shakers in their faith. That he, Jesus, came spiritually in their mother Ann Lee more than 70 years ago. This, without doubt in my mind, is owing to their previous teaching and belief in a doctrine called the Trinity. How can you find fault with their faith while you are teaching the very essence of that never to be understood doctrine? We believe that Peter and his master settled this question beyond controversy, Matthew 16:13 through 19, and I cannot see why Daniel and John has not confirmed that Christ is the Son and not God the Father. How Daniel can explain his vision of the 7th chapter if Christ was God. Here he sees one like the Son, and it cannot be proved that it was any other person of man. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom by the Ancient of Days. Then John describes one seated on a throne with a book in his right hand, and he distinctly saw Jesus come up to the throne and take the book out of the hand of him that sat thereon. Now, if it is possible to make these two entirely different transactions appear in one person, then I could believe that God died and was buried instead of Jesus, and that Paul was mistaken when he said, "Now the God of peace that brought again from the dead our Lord Jesus, that great shepherd of the sheep," and that Jesus also did not mean what he said when he asserted that he came from God and was going to God, and much more, if necessary, to prove the utter absurdity of such a faith. Joseph Bates, writing to William Miller, shown in Past and Present Experience, 1848. My parents were members of long standing in the Congregational Church, with all of their converted children thus far, and anxiously hoped that we would also unite with them. But they embraced some points in their faith which I could not understand. I will name two only: their mode of baptism and doctrine of the Trinity. My father, who had been a deacon of long standing with them, labored to convince me that they were right in points of doctrine. I informed him that my mind was troubled in relationship to baptism. He said, "I had you baptized when an infant." I answered that that might all be according to his faith, but the Bible taught that we must first believe and then be baptized. Mark 16:16 and 1 Peter 3:21. But I was not capable of believing when I was an infant. Respecting the Trinity, I concluded that it was an impossibility for me to believe that the Lord Jesus Christ, the Son of the Father, was also the Almighty God, the Father, one and the same being. I said to my father, "If you can convince me that we are one in this sense, that you are my father and I your son, and also that I am your father and you my son, then I can believe in the Trinity." Joseph Bates in his autobiography, 1868. But you say God is a spirit. There is no doubt but that his spirit pervades all space and everything in it that has life. Joseph Bates, Opening the Heavens, 1846. Joseph Bates, just as James White, firmly believed and taught that God was the Father of Christ and that Christ was the only begotten Son of God.